Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All Educational Videos and Tutorials. We are continuing with GameMaker GML Visual Drag and Drop Blocks tutorials, and in this video today we are going to learn how and when you can use a block which is called Set Gravity Direction. This block is connected to Set Gravity block which we have explained earlier, so let's try to show that in real world example. In our game so far we have some kind of red triangles, red spikes falling from the ceiling, but for example our game designer says, okay, for next level I need those spikes, those triangles going up from the bottom, so I want them here on the bottom of the level going up above, so there will be triangles falling from the sky, from the ceiling down, and also from the bottom up, from the floor up. So we have to solve that problem, and I would probably start with obj spike, which is this object here on the top of our screen, and I would create a clone of that object. I would right click on it and say duplicate, and now I have obj spike 20, some random name by GameMaker, and I will rename it into obj spike bottom. Press enter to open it, and because I have duplicate that object, I have the same events and the same code like in original. So if I drag and drop this object into level 1 and add it to the bottom like this and test the game, it will also fall down because the code is the same. We have duplicated the object just to make things faster and shorter to develop. Okay, so one solution would be as simple as this, just to add minus into our gravity. So instead of force 0.05, I think if I add minus, my spike will change the gravity direction and go up instead of down. So by default things are falling down on earth, on floor, but if we change it, yeah. So we have solved that problem. I can add as many as I want of those, and they will all behave the same. So I can populate this level like this. Game designer is satisfied now, but he as every game designer is never satisfied, he always has some new ideas. So now he's playing this game and says, okay, this looks more interesting, but I want another thing for the level 3. Maybe this was level 2. For the level 3 I want this spike going from the left to the right. So okay, I will do the same. First of all, I will drag and drop this in my asset browser to put it below this obj spike, and maybe later make some kind of folder like create group for enemies. I will duplicate this object by right clicking on it, duplicate, and I will call it obj left, meaning this guy here, this obj spike left, I will put that one here on the left of my screen, of my scene, and let me try the game now. Because we have cloned it, we have the same events and the same code, so it will go up. Okay, so we had one lucky guess with obj spike bottom, meaning we could just change the gravity to minus, but now we are in some kind of problem. If I leave the minus, it will go up. If I turn it into plus, it will go down. I don't want any of it. So to move things in other direction with gravity other than up and down or top and bottom or on x axis, we have to use another block which is called, it's one of the movements blocks, and it is called set gravity direction. It is this ball with some kind of circular arrow above it. So click and drag it in our coding window. Oops, it was by default 0, and I will put it above, so you can drag it up or down. Let me zoom that a bit, and yeah, from my point of view it makes more sense that I tell GameMaker like this: okay, the direction of this enemy here, the red triangle, I want this enemy to be directed to the right, to go right, and then push some force, push the gravity on it. So let me first say go to the right. The problem I have here is that I don't have this inverts like left, right, up and bottom, but only 0 and other numbers which I can type in because I'm switching from game engine to game engine. Sometimes I forget what's the numbers they use, so I will just try the run to see what the 0 stands for, and I think it should go right by default. Yeah, so that's it. We have made another one just by adding the direction of it, but if I, for example, want this to go up, I will put 90, I think. So just be aware of that you can change this number here of direction, and direction is represented, if you remember, in some of my previous video where I explained direction in Scratch game engine. It's the same here. You have some kind of circle, it's only not drawn here on the screen, and 0 is to your right, 90 is up, left is 180, and let me try 180, and going down should be 270. It's like circle of 360 degrees. Yeah, so if you want to go up and down, you don't need this direction. You can only just use force, plus or minus, positive or negative, simple as that. But if you want to use it for some kind of left and right direction or any other, you can put 75. Let's see what that will bring on. So any number you put between 0 and 360, yeah, it goes a little bit like so for example 45 would be going in some kind of middle X. Yeah, so you can experiment with it and add whatever you want here. It's simple as that. I think that's it for this video. We will experiment a little bit more with other ideas in next video. Maybe you can try to add enemies flying to the left. I added to the right, and oops, sorry, 0, and also this relative, I think it should add to it, add direction to it, but I wouldn't recommend using it because it can bring you some unexpected results if you forget, yeah, if you forget what kind of gravity you have used here for force. So try to use it without this relative, but anyway, experiment, maybe it could bring you some interesting results. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.